All right, Shalom. I'd like to start by saying Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Harakar Kadash, my month. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone. Double honors to my elder apostles, well, her one by Yasha, all down here in the Lions Den camp. Salutations to the Ark that are pushing the truth, the sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Knox down by Yasha, from the Lions of the Yasha camp. This is I guess we'll say another Lions Den news and prophecy. But I'm kind of laying backing off of the topic that the elder apostle Harold Wan's been speaking on, dealing with three-eye Atlas. All right. Lord willing, this lesson to edify and serve its purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh by Shimon Shai. All right. With that being said, you don't really have a lot of people talking about. I mean, just amongst Israel. Um, but there's a lot of key signs in the behavior patterns and the movement of this um, interstellar um, object, and it it has Esau kind of concern, you know, you know, and well, let's just get into it. This article says, "Is Earth being invaded? The truth about Three-Eye Atlas." All right, is Earth being invaded? First of all, when we start out news and prophecy, how I started off second Ezra 15 and 1. All right, it's lucky for that. It says, second Ezra 15 and 1 says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written on paper, for they are faithful and true. All right, they are faithful and true, and you know, the word of Yahweh Shema Shai shall not return unto him void. The word can if he speaks a word out, there's not gonna be a message come back and said, "Oh, I couldn't fulfill that." No, whatever the Most High Yahweh speaks, is going to happen. His word shall not return unto him void. You see that? So, with that being said, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth. All right. And what are some of those prophecies? This is let's go into it. It says, this is Luke chapter 21, verse 25. It says, And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Right? So those signs in the sun, and signs in the heavens, right? The signs in the heavens are a sign of the coming of Yahweh Shema Shai. Hold on 1 second. Matter of fact, I know where it's at. Let's I know where it's at real quick. All right, this is second Ezra 9:1. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs which is past, which I have told thee before, right? Because we're telling you, we're telling you this before, you know what I'm saying, Yahweh Shai shows up. We've been prophesying about the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai for years. You see that? Well, these events that are happening in the heavens are prophetic moments that we've been speaking about for years. So so this way, through these prophecies, we're able to measure the time diligently. It said, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the signs which I have told thee before, um, parts of the signs past, which I have told you before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. See that? So now we spoke of like the signs in the heavens, right? And it says, right, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, we just had an earthquake a couple days ago, and Japan is on was on like a tsunami warning, right? It was 7.4. It says therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people. You know, you have uproars of, going over there in Venezuela about the situation with Maduro. Um, you got the war between Russia and Ukraine. You got the prime minister of Japan just resigned because of like some crazy, allegedly some crazy regime change going on in Taiwan, right? I don't know if those two tie together, but you have all these things, uproars of the people happening, right? It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spoke of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Because everything has been already spoken of. So everything that Yahweh spoke, right? Everything that Yahweh Shai spoke in the name of Yahweh, um, it was already spoken about from the beginning of creation. To see that, so everything is how it was spoken from the beginning, it's gonna come to pass that way, exactly that way. All right. Okay. So let's go into this article a little bit. It says, hold on, wait a minute. Oh, how did I get to it? All right. So I don't know how to get to it, but it says story two is Three Eye Atlas an alien spacecraft or just a boring old space rock? Right, right. You wish. Like ain't no aliens, ain't no little green men and nanu and all that kind of crazy shit. What it is, if it's intelligent life form, it is the chariots of Yahweh by Shem Shai. You see that? This Revelation 1 and 7 says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so Aman. All right. So that wail means to lament. You know, that's why the scriptures say, woe unto them that desire the day of the Lord. Because what end is it for you? What end is it for you, man? And it's not like everybody's desiring Yahweh Shai to come back, but they're looking for some form of um closure upon the earth. So what when that happens, What is that to you? That's darkness for you. You know, because Yahweh Shai is going to put Yahweh is going to put everything in subjection under Yahweh Shai. You see that? All right. So it says, "Is three-eye atlas and alien spacecraft are just a boring old space rock? Theoretical physicists and Frank B. Beard, Jr., professor of science at Harvard University, Avid Loeb, um, will unpack everything we know about our solar system's third known interstellar visitor." All right, the yeah, they use the word visitor lets you the word visitor alone lets you know they don't think this is no damn boring ass rock. It says plus Dr. Liab shares his thoughts on Fermi's paradox, UAPs, and what first contact would mean for the human race. So it's going to be contacted by something. Hold on a second. All right, so this is the original article that I was looking at. It says NASA's Hubble telescope gets another look at Three Eye Atlas. Here's what it found. It says the interstellar comet, now they want to call it a comet, which is um, hurtling through space on a path that will soon see it whizzing by Earth in December, recently found itself in the sight of Hubble. The I see they think it's just gonna fly through the solar system and be gone. They don't think that for real. That's what they're trying to tell y'all. If that's what they thought, they would have. Like one thing, Haley's comet. That shit comes around every certain thousands of years, and they'll put if this was a system or a comet or anything like that, they would have you outside with sunglasses. It's gonna be hitting around this time. You might see it through the sky. It wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be talking about it the way they're talking about it. If you see what I'm saying. So they're trying to downplay it a lot because they don't want anybody to panic, but they should be panicking. You better tighten up. In the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, it says the interstellar comet, which is hurtling through space on a path that will soon see it whizzing by Earth in December, and it's December now, recently found itself in the sights of Hubble. The iconic observatory, launched into orbit in 1990, first spotted Three-Eye Atlas in July, shortly after the object was spotted in the Earth's solar system after coming from elsewhere in the Milky Way galaxy. Coming from, oh, they don't even know where it came from. See that? It says for months, Three-Eye Atlas has attracted plenty of attention and become the source of bizarre alien spaceship conspiracies as it visits our cosmic neighborhood on a journey that will one day take it beyond our sights forever. See that? That's what they want. They want it just to pass through and keep going, and that be it. But nah, no, 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 no. It says here's a look at Hubble's latest image of Three-Eye Atlas, as well as what to know about a European orbiter's recent observation of the interstellar comet. Now you want to call it a comet. All right, it says, what is Three-Eye Atlas interstellar comet? First of all, like, the way it's traveling and the way it's projecting and the propulsion that it has, like the elder explained in the video, when it came from behind the sun, right? It accelerated with force that had nothing to do with the gravitational pull of the sun. You see what I'm saying? So like if it would accelerate going towards the sun, being pulled by the sun's orbit, then that's something different. But it accelerated past the path of the gravitational pull of the sun, right? And the other objects that were around it stopped as well, not really stopped, slowed down. Well, it looked like it slowed down because it accelerated at a great speed, not being affected by the gravitational pull of the sun, but affecting the solar complex of the sun, creating coronal mass ejection and solar flares. See that? And it's like it increased in power, right? Going by the sun. Like that's some Superman Kal-El shit. You see that? What did Superman used to do? The power up. Superman used to fly up by the sun to get powered up and juiced up. And you know that's talking about us, man. Yeah, all right. And now the new Silver Surfer movie's coming out. Yeah, okay. So, and the thing about it is the way the elder, especially when the elder explained it, like you had what's the guy? Not yeah, Dabu Seven was talking about it. The BP Earth, BP Earth, I think that's the name. Um, that was in the elder's video, the elder apostles video, right? All the evidence that they have, like if it wasn't for them and the elder, we wouldn't know about this because they're not broadcasting what they really see, and they probably see even more than what he's seeing. BP Earth or whatever the guy's name is. You see that? But they're not going to speak on it because they don't even know how to handle it. But they're going to use it as a weapon, right? To manipulate the people. They might try to put some block project blueprint beam in there, But like it says right here, Revelation 1:7 said, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, Amen." See that? It says, "I am the Alpha and Omega, or Ad Natha, the beginning and the end, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty." So the Yahweh, you feel me? So and and Yahweh's establishing that through Yahweh Shai, sending Yahweh Shai on earth like Galactic when Galactus was about to take over a planet, he would send Silver Surfer out first. And Zaquan did our lesson on Silver Surfer. You know, just like hey, sent Yahweh Shai out first, boom, now it's coming to destroy. All right. So, as a matter of fact, check this out. Now, what is it? Is it? Let me try to find it. But check this out. So now, the three-eye atlas, which they thought was one object, are now finding out that it's multiple objects that's surrounded by a force field. Right? Hold on. Okay, I was right. Stop playing. All right. So now they're figuring out there's it's multiple They're figuring out his multiple crafts. See that? That are surrounded by a force field. Mm. In Psalm 68 and 17, it says, the chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. All right. The chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, right? And Yahweh Shai is in the midst of them. You have this one particular uh, um craft flying through our solar system, right? And they're focused on that, but when they zoom in on it, they see it's in the midst of other crafts that are surrounded by it. You see that? I mean, that's not coincidental, man. It says Yahweh Shai is in the midst of them. Hmm. So what else do I want to get? What did he say? Shoot, BP Earth. He was talking about Ezekiel and all. You know, and the elders been bringing out lessons dealing with these chariots. And hold on, let me get this real quick. All right, this is Acts 1 and 9. This is when Yahweh Shai was beamed up by a chariot, like how we're gonna be beamed up. Lord willing, I'm part of that number, right? Acts 1 and 9. It says, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly to see the cloud receive who? Yahweh Shai out of their sight. All right. It says, and while they looked steadfastly towards heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. This is the point right here. Which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into the heavens? This same Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you unto heaven, shall come in like manner as ye have seen him go up into heaven. See that? So he coming back out of the cloud that received him. It said, all eyes shall see him, even those that pierce him, and all the kindreds of the world of the earth shall well because of him. Amen. You know, and as these things, as these prophecies transpire, right? Um, energy is gonna be shifting all over the earth, man. Mother people like it's the reason why it's gonna be shifting like that is because the sifting process of now man, it's a lot of people that ain't gonna make it, man. And yeah, how about Shema Shai is gonna be moving furniture and getting people out of the way. So if you got a woman, she get to acting weird, and you know what I'm saying, and she starts pulling away from the truth. That's not on you. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. Friends, family members, even people, yeah, people that you taught next to, all of a sudden now their mindset done changed. Like, and it's mind blowing. Like, how does that happen? I don't want to know how it happens. I really don't. I don't. I mean, it's weird though. Like, how can you give up your faith like that? You know, as precious that it's a gift. You know, that just shows that those people didn't appreciate the gift from the beginning. But everybody's faith is going to be tested. You know, and Yahweh Shai is coming to bring pressure on the earth, man. He's not playing. He's not playing, man. So That's why we're thankful every day that, and pray and hope that we're on his merciful side, you know, that our names are found written in the book, man. All right. Just wanted to touch on that for a little bit, man. Yeah, man. Like, yeah. The scripture says he cometh in clouds and all eyes shall see him, even those that pierced him. That's why they want to call this the three-eye atlas a comet, because they don't want to face reality. Lord willing, this lesson to edify and serve is perfect for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name Yahweh Shem Shai. With that, or like say Kal Halayim, like Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Harakak Wadash, my Moth. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone. Double honors to my elder apostles, well, I heard one, Barney Asher, down in the lines in camp. Salutations to the occupants that are pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, children that believe in the name Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom.